everybody, it's Marianne Camacho here with episode 2 of my version of an audio video book overview of how many employees does it take to change a light bulb. Today I'm going to be covering the preface, the foreword, the introduction, the who it's for and why you should read it episode today. So, as leaders, we know that change is constant and necessary if we intend to have a competitive edge. And we also know that we have to both initiate it and we have to finish it. But we know that change is daunting, it's messy, and it's full of risk. You may be asking, well, Marianne, is there a magic wand that we can use to make this change easier? Maybe it's in my book. Well, probably not. However, I found a common element among successful leaders that I'd like to share with you. In fact, I'm on a mission to help leaders respect the intellect of their front line by engaging them in innovating and running the company. I know these skills can be taught and a team culture can be shaped. And I believe I figured out a repeatable way to do it. Yes, you can make constant change successfully and with your team. I have over 30 years of professional experience working from frontline roles to boardroom reviews. In my early days, I fixed magnetic resonance equipment in the field, carrying a tool bag. And in my executive years, I fixed multi-billion-dollar business operations. To this day, I continually strive to be an avid learner of contemporary change for business operations. Yes, I'm a self-professed process junkie who loves continuous improvement work, and you'll find it scattered throughout the book. But when I realized a few years ago that my natural tendency was to go to the front line, to find and execute transformation, I knew this is what I was meant to do in life. It's my pleasure to share a proven business operation leadership technique that'll help you light up the intellect of your employees and the needs of your customers. So, there are many great examples out there of companies who have demonstrated excellence in this realm. Their similarity seems to be those fantastic cultures that they fostered to have both an amazing employee and customer experience. Some of my personal favorites are Zappos. Just love the cat with the cape that takes my shoes to the cart. Whoever thought of that, thank you. You make shopping fun. Costco. Absolutely love how their employees are engaged and they're never out of stock because they're selective on what they offer. Quest Diagnostics. Some of the most innovative patient servicing center techniques that I have seen, including their direct-to-consumer offerings. Super smart. Wegmans, one of the most beautiful grocery chains, if we can say that, in the Northeast. I can say that because they have great food and their employees are always smiling. And then there's Cisco. Yes, the huge IT giant who is probably the epitome of customer focus with a great employee experience. And, doubt I mention, innovative at every stop. So, unfortunately, we also know the other side. Many companies that churn and burn employees and they leave their customers underwhelmed. I'm going to leave them unnamed. But when I compare the employee churners to the culture cultivators, another factor of the transformational success appears to be in those with innovation, prosperity, and downright fun at work. They have leaders who know and recognize that the human intellect is limitless and powerful. They know happy employees lead to happy customers, and that leads to a profitable business. But they do more than just hope in their employees. They learn how to harness those great employee experiences in the teams that they lead. And they do it whether they're working side by side in a manufacturing plant or an office, or virtually via computer screen. So, if you are unfortunately mired in layoffs, and numerous other cost-cutting programs, let me take a moment to open your eyes to an alternative way of lasting prosperity. I'm sure you believe in your team. You wish they could make transformational business decisions and willingly execute them, but perhaps you faced a roll of red tape, exhausting budget reviews, or reoccurring return on investment reviews, only to be in the same place that you've started. Like me, you probably yearn to make a positive change in your business, but you're feeling like a hamster in that proverbial wheel spinning endlessly to nowhere. I figured out a way to get out of that. I know there is potential in you and in your team, but there may also be too much gunk in your way. So what if I could show you a way to harness all the good stuff, to overpower all that difficult junk? So maybe you picked up the book just as an answer to the cover question. How many employees does it take to change a light bulb? Well, the answer depends on many factors. I mean, what about your company culture and your overall leadership style? Whether it's perceived or real, the bureaucracy of corporations today can stifle creativity and productivity in the chain of commanding policies and procedures. Even seemingly simple tasks like changing a light bulb can take forever to get approved. I mean, have you become prey to a well-intentioned brainstorming session on a Zoom meeting at 2 o'clock in the afternoon with no less than 50 people on it? I mean, come on. That is not exactly the time when we're at our peak performance with the creative juices spilling out, at least not me. And most of the time, we could have figured out a way to change that light bulb, and half the time it took to get through introductions. But listen, because culture is so important in our ability to make change, it's important to realize that a culture of innovation and prosperity is cultivated, not scheduled. And if you don't like the culture of your company, change it. There are a lot of great books out there to help you do just that. I'm going to reference many of them throughout. Two of my personal favorites are The Good Job Strategy and the follow-on to it, The Case for Good Jobs, both written by MIT Sloan professor Zeynep Ton. Her proven formula of the Good Job Strategy is comprised of simplifying your product offerings, empowering your employees, cross-training them, and then operating with Slack. I know the GGS system works, and I'm living proof of it. I've witnessed the power of it in leading teams directly. However, I got so many questions from students and other on how do you even start the journey? So, over the past 3 decades, working with some of the best corporate leadership development firms and continuous improvement practitioners, I refined the lessons that I've learned in leading teams into a set of steps that you can easily follow to start transforming your business. And it's applicable to many industries, from manufacturing to retail, from government to healthcare, and frontline to back office service teams alike. It's an easy to understand set of building blocks that I term the model team methodology. The premise is to focus on one manageable team at a time. This will be your model team. Maybe it's the only team that you're managing in the company today, or maybe it's one of several. What you do is you bring the best ideas forward, you cultivate a culture of innovation and prosperity in this model team, and then you use that to scale to others. And in short, it makes work that employees actually like to do. It makes it fun, and you can too. And let me assure you, this is not theory. This is real life, hands-on work that works. So I'll provide you a blueprint in the episodes that follow to achieve stable and scalable operations. And the first half is going to be on how to engage your team, to be innovative and to drive change. And then the second half is going to be on how to empower them to make effective change and make it stick. And there's templates and other goodness in the appendix of the book and on www.modelteamenterprises.com to guide you. You'll see a lot of light bulb moments that'll pepper in, and you can stop and ask yourself, am I doing this? Should I be? What if I did? And I hope that you will. Model team methodology is an iterative method of engaging your team. It's a process to make transformational change more manageable and more effective. I came up with the method later in life, but I realized it was when I was leading a circuit board facility years ago. I started it from a dirt floor warehouse and used continuous improvement techniques with a heavy dose of humanism. It got honed as I led commercial operations for a multi-billion-dollar healthcare equipment business processing service contracts and invoices. And then it got cemented for me when I unified more than 15 call center teams into one super high-performing group. MIT Sloan and the Harvard Business School have helped me learn a ton along the way, and they featured my work. I believe I can teach you how to engage and empower your team to make change for good. Go ahead and subscribe and like this video if you will, or leave me some feedback on what I can do to make the next episodes better. I believe I can make you a better leader, and I believe I can help you help your team have fun at work. Thanks for tuning in.